To throw first for the bullseye.
Scott Mitchell, former world champion, playing in PDC ranking
25.
events for the first time this year, but still a farmer, full-time farmer, used to
25.
dealing with enormous, bulky livestock. And in round 2 here, he goes up against John Henderson, the Highlander, and a heavyweight encounter.
25.
I do not think it will be as one-sided as the previous game, because quite frankly
25.
that was a masterclass from Peter Snakebite Wright, a dart away from breaking his own broadcast world record. Almost averaged 125. In the end, the official figure was 120.2. Adrian Gray not even getting a dart at a double. Understandable, you would have to say.
25. Scott has won the bull and will throw first.
And it is Scotty Dog who will get us underway in this one. The winner will take on the world champion Peter Snakebite Wright. Not an enviable job, to be honest, but I think Scott Mitchell, well, and John Henderson will relish the chance to have a crack
100.
at him. Just looks unstoppable in some ways, doesn't he? Now Hendo,
81.
he's not won many games so far this year. He had a board final, lost to Peter Wright. Might have the same thing happen today, as Mitchell looks to fill this up.
140.
Went out to the excellent Jason Lowe in the second event, in the second round. It was Alan Tappen who did for him last Sunday.
83.
But he started today with a 6-2 victory over Steve West to give himself a crack at Scott Mitchell. As for Scott Mitchell, he's not played in all the events. He doesn't have a tour card, of course, but he did win a challenge tour, so he's invited
125.
to make up the numbers with a couple of players not here. He's had a couple of second round exits, but the players who've beaten him, Darius Labanauskas, Krzysztof Ratajski,
140.
Michael Van Gerwen, his very first game on the PDC Tour. I mean, it's not exactly been kind to him. Another in there to leave double 8. It has left double 8.
120.
And he will come back.
$57. Game shot.
Nicely done. 13 darter. Scott Mitchell. Statement of intent early doors against Big Hendo. Oh, and that's unfortunate. Big Hendo nearly hitting back with the best possible response. Ryan Murray was the man that, in his opening game, the Scotsman, beaten 6-3, mid-90s average for Scotty Dog.
$65.
Well, it's never ideal when you're taking on a world champion. Going 2 darts per visit, it's going to make life very hard.
$140. $59.
Just the 59. Scott Mitchell has stolen the darts here on the Hendo throw. Anybody got any idea who one of Scott Mitchell's sponsors is? Piddle? Not a clue.
60. $119.
Does have an awful lot of sponsors on there. Popular man, evidently.
58.
Well, Mitchell leaves himself a Shanghai finish. He had a better advantage in this leg. But Hendo, can he set it up from here?
72.
Well, the treble helps him out, but he still may only get one dart at double when he returns, if he returns. Awkward. Not too awkward for Scotty Dog.
100.
Drags that one down. Missed chance to break the throw. Treble 10. Single 16. Loves double top.
26.
Decent dart thrown at it, but can't find the target, and it could well be 2-0 here to Scott Mitchell. First time they've gone head-to-head, these two.
Game shot.
Seems kind of weird, isn't it, when they're just two institutions of the game of darts, but obviously playing in the separate codes. They've not clashed. They probably have played at exhibitions and stuff like that, but never in a proper game.
140. $99.
Second round games being played out all around Wigan as we speak. We've already got a number of players through. Glenn Durrant is playing some really good stuff. A repeat of the old Lakeside final from a few years ago. He's beaten Mark McGeaney, the 6-1, a lot closer than that. 1.5 average there. Christoph Ratajski, a 6-0 win and 100 average for him.
140.
Gary Anderson has just edged out Adrian Lewis, 6-5. 80. He's averaged more than 98 again. He is playing well. If he carries on like that, he's going to get his rewards, but he's not quite gone as far as he might have liked so far.
180.
Great darts from Scotty Dog to leave himself on a potential 11-darter. Big Hendo.
140.
At least gets himself to a checkout that will just make Mitchell think.
Game shot.
Really nicely done. Really nicely done. 3-0. Well, we've just seen a special display, almost a record-breaking display from Peter Snakebite Wright. But Scott Mitchell right now is averaging 100 and teens himself. Can he keep it going?
81.
Michael Van Gogh and a 6-0 winner, 101 average against the hammer Andy Hamilton. Rob Cross, a lot of people are looking at Rob Cross's performance in the Premier League over the last 2-3 weeks, and they're wondering
100.
whether all the weight he's lost has just affected him and he's completely out of form. Well, you only have to look at his Pro Tour stuff. It's there. It's up and down a bit, but it is there. But today he's done back-to-back 100 averages, a 6-0 win over Joe Mernon. Luke Humphreys is a man who's been throwing massive averages all the way through the start of the Pro Tour and going out in round one and round two regularly. Well, he's through to round 3 now. He's seen off Kim Hybrex with 103.5 average. Wins for the likes of Nathan Aspinall, Willie O'Connor, who's beaten Joe Cullen's come from. Benito van der Pas back winning games.
100.
A 6-5 win over the Diamond Ian White, last Sunday's finalist. Dave Chisnell beaten by Gert Nenchez. Jamie Hughes beaten by Tony Alcinas. Darryl Gurney beaten by Darren Penhall. And Lung Kai Fan, the man from Hong Kong, has followed up his excellent first-round display with a second-round win as well. Jason Lowe's beaten Mervyn King. Watch out for Jason Lowe. He'll be taking on Benito van der Pas in a board final. Only a matter of time before Jason Lowe finds himself in the latter stages of one of these events. Maybe today, as Scott Mitchell leaves himself a Shanghai finish once again. Missed tops for it last time. He is going to get another go. And it would be for a breaker throw.
41.
Oh, and that hurts him. Big Hendo would have preferred that to fall out the board. You could see him snatch those darts out. Well, that saves him. And but he's going to return with Scott Mitchell sat on tops to break and go 4-0 up.
80.
This is awkward. 19s to start. Now it's straightforward, 60 and tops. Well, that's why the
79.
Shanghai is much easier staying on that 20 segment all the way through. Oh, he's gone the wrong side. Double 15.
25.
Well, that is a huge missed opportunity for Scotty Mitchell and John Henderson to get on the board and get in this game, because it looked like he might be going out of it very, very quickly.
Game
The
shot.
Highlander does pin tops. Gets a leg. 3-1. Mitchell still averaging over 100. James Wade by Neil Zonneveld.
180.
Lovely stuff. Scott Mitchell was saying last Sunday how he's been finding it tough. Like, he's really enjoying it, playing PDC stuff, but it doesn't matter who
87.
he faces. You make one mistake and that's it. The leg's gone, the match is gone. You might only get one little chance to really turn the screw. And it's just so merciless.
100.
He's averaged. I mean, he didn't play well against Van Gerwen in his first game, but Van Gerwen averaged over 100 and won that 6-2. But he averaged very, very nearly a ton and lost to Krzysztof Ratajski in his second tournament. His third one, he averaged more than 96 and was beaten by Darius Labanauskas in the last leg decider. It's not as if he's been playing poorly. He's been playing all right, but he's not made it
100.
beyond this stage of an event yet. He now finds himself just 3 legs away of reaching a board final, or the last 32.
3.
Admittedly, it's the world champion who awaits the winner of this one, but it is progress for Scott Mitchell if he can do it. Very nicely done, double 16. Lovely stuff for Scott Mitchell. 1-2-1 checkout on double 16, 12 data, 4-1, 107 average. Class from the big man.
140.
I can tell you that the board final we're going to show you on this streaming board, it looks an absolute belter. Luke Humphreys been playing really, really well. Loads of big averages, just hasn't been getting the results. And Rob Cross,
60.
the former world champion, the man whose unbeaten streak at Ali Pali after his first year, it was a championship campaign by Luke Humphreys, if you remember. Rob Cross has had back-to-back 100 averages so far today. It could be an absolute barnstormer. Oh, there we go. The good people of Twitter.com have come to my aid and told me that Mitchell's sponsor Piddle is a brewery in Dorset where he lives. There you go. We've learnt something today together.
96.
Some wag in my ear is suggesting that I just Googled that and I don't actually have any friends on social media who would do that. Well, actually, joke's on you, gibbling, because they did.
41.
They are outnumbered by the people who send me abuse, but that does not matter. Big John Henderson. Not going to take out the one.
134.
But he is going to leave himself very handily placed. There is a way back into this game for Big Hendo, but he's got to up his scoring to live with Scott Mitchell at the minute. I mean, there's 20 points in the averages, or there was at the start of this leg. They've come together
100.
significantly. That looks inviting.
18.
And the invite was spurned by the Highlander. Well, that just rocks his boat a little bit, doesn't it?
Game shot.
Not that much, turns out. John Henderson likes the rocking. Doubles his leg tally, but he's 80s compared to Mitchell at the 103 mark. And if that continues, then
100.
you can only really envisage one winner. We have seen players win matches with averages 15 points below their opponent, but it is a rarity.
140. 81.
Well, that's a good miss. If you're going to miss, Hendo would love it where that first dart was because he could work off it, which he's proceeded to completely ignore and only scored 6 with his following 2 darts. That will be rating a visit as John Henderson has had all day.
100. 59.
180 to leave tops.
140.
Well, that's still pretty handy. Scott Mitchell going about his business.
$134.
Well, he's on a finish, Big Hendo, and Mitchell may only get 1 dart at double. Double top.
40.
Very, very close. Certainly not close enough. And a shake of the head from Big John.
80.
There's been some good stuff in this game from Hendo, but there's been some scrappy stuff.
$20.
But Mitchell once again has let him in by missing a clutch of darts at double. He did that to let Hendo get his first leg on the board in this one. Oh, 45 scored, 17 left. It won for double 8.
Yes.
Well, you could go 9. Yep. Other side of the board.
58.
Well, couldn't get the line right.
Game shot.
And a great adjustment there from Scott Mitchell. 5-2. Big Hendo's got to win 4 legs on the...
$180.
And that's not a bad way to start. But he's only made his board final once so far this year, John.
140.
And the ton 40 from Mitchell keeps him interested in this leg. 1 good visit is not going to seal it for Hendo. 2 good visits will help.
140.
5 perfect darts for John Henderson, who will be delighted to have started this leg so brilliantly, but also annoyed that this hasn't turned up sooner. And used to just sort of stay on his shoulder. And as soon as there's a slip, and that might be it, Scott Mitchell is ready to pounce.
$100.
Level pegging. John Henderson has not been able in this match to get an easy leg at any point. Treble 17 leaves bull. And he may not get a dart in this one. He kicked off 180, 140 on his own throw. And it might be curtains. Because the former world champion wants the same equation. 51 and then the bull.
42.
Tops. Single 16 will leave the tops. It is his favourite double on the board.
24.
But it's high and wide and not that handsome. 79 will seal the deal. There should be a match dart incoming. There could be a couple.
19.
Just making sure he didn't get the treble. He didn't. Nice and out of the way.
39.
Henderson survives a match dart. Oh, that's a horror show. It is a horror show. There have been a few of those from Hendo in this game, just loose darts. And he's just got to compose himself. He will only get one more dart to save himself. And it's double 10.
Game
and
shot.
double 10 does save him. John Henderson, he is not making life easy. He's just about hanging on in this game, but he's got to win the last 3 legs, 2 of them against the throw, and with Scott Mitchell scoring in this fashion,
108.
I'm not sure that can happen. 180, number 3 for Scotty Dog.
$96.
On his Challenge Tour very late on a Saturday night in the first weekend of Challenge Tour action. 5 perfect darts for Scott Mitchell this time to start the leg.
$137.
It's opened up some doors for Scott Mitchell to be playing on the senior tour. And he's got class, he's got quality,
45.
we know that. And he's shown it here in this game. Can he get himself over the line?
$98.
Ooh, that's a long way off.
$38.
Oh, and Scotty Dog may just be faltering at the finish here, because they're 2 of them in particular, 2 of the worst darts he's thrown in this match. Hendo can't take out the big fish. But Mitchell's got that awkward
100.
98. It could be 60 for double 19. Nobody's that keen on double 19. Well, look at the 18s now. Does not get a match dart.
58.
He'll have 3 at tops if he's allowed back, but this is very makeable. There could be life in this contest. Tops.
50.
Well, it's such a weapon for Hendo, that double top when he's hitting it, but it's not been too kind to him today.
Shot
And ultimately, he's hoisted by his own petard. Double top fired in by Scotty Dog, who reaches round 3, board final for the first time since playing on the PDC Tour this year. And welcome to the PDC, Scott Mitchell. You're up against the record breaker, Peter Wright, the world champion in round 3.